Hey, I hope you're having an amazing day. My name is Kay and welcome to this video. Today I'd like to share a testimony of how I met my husband, and I hope this video inspires you to be persistent and to go after your dreams and to chase after your purpose. Now, that point in time in my life, I'd been single for about 3 years, and I felt like it was time for me to get married. And so I went to God and asked the God for a husband. And after I had made that prayer, I think it was about probably like 2 months or less, a couple approaches me and they tell me they like to sponsor me to go to Bible school. I thank God for that couple. And so, because I was working at the time, of course, I had now to go and ask for some time off to go for this course, for this Bible college. Now, when I went to this couple that I was working for at the time, they allowed me to go. And I'm truly thankful to this day because they did not say they are going to cut on my salary or anything like that. They kept paying me every month, although the program for this school was we'd be away for a month in school and then we'd break for a month. So 4 weeks to shule and then 4 weeks we are back home for holiday. So they agreed and I went. I went for the first unit and then I came back. Then I went for the second one. Now sometimes we would travel home over the weekend. Unaweza safiri maybe Friday after class and then you come back Sunday evening or Sunday night. So this time I decided I want to go home. That was on Saturday. So I packed my bags and I'm leaving because it's just a day. Leo narudi kesho jioni. And as I'm leaving the institution, this guy approaches me and he's an employee in this institution and he tells me, I really wanted to speak to you, but as I can see you're about to travel, so I wouldn't want to delay you. Ningeomba ukienda urudi on Sunday a little bit early ndio tuweze kukutana, tuweze kuongea tafadhali. So I'm like, okay, sawa basi, and we exchange numbers. Ndio ili nikifika sasa hiyo Sunday nimpigie nimwelezee ndio tukutane. So I go home and then on Sunday I go to church. Now this particular Sunday there happened to be a visiting preacher. Sasa huyu preacher akapatia na word, yes, and then at some point akapatia na testimony yake vile alimeet wife yake kwa Bible school. And he was just giving a testimony of God's provision and how that he didn't have much, but God provided for them and supplied for their needs and they were able to get married. After the service, an elder in this church approaches me and tells me, Kay, did you hear that testimony about that pastor and how he met his wife in Bible school? Nikamwambia yeye nilisikia. And then he tells me, that testimony was for you. God is going to do the same thing for you. He knew I was in Bible school, so he tells me that. Nikamwambia, oh, okay, sawa. And then, but I didn't think much of it. So kumbuka, I've given this guy my word that I'm going to go a little bit early ndio tuweze kuongea. So I go home and then I now plan to travel back to school. So nilipofika nikampigia, of course tukakutana. So this guy starts telling me that he's in love with me and he'd like to marry me and all these things that I was not expecting, not even in a million years. And so nikaona the only way for me to get out of it is to tell him that I'm going to pray about it, alafu nitamwelezea. But honestly, I was not intending to pray because at that time I was like, I'm so sure he's not the one for me, you know. So I go back to the institution. I think after a day or two, he calls me. Now, kumbuka na namba yangu, so atanitumia message asubuhi, hi, umeamkaje, nini, good day, lunch tena, ananitumia message, hivyo, good night, have a good night. So he kept texting and calling endlessly. So, but he never asked me. He waited at least a few days, like 2-3 days before he would ask me for an answer. So nikamwambia bado sijaomba, but I strongly feel kwamba you are not meant for me, I'm not meant for you. So he tells me, please just pray about it. Just go and pray about it and then let me know once you have prayed. So, kumbuka bado ataendelea tuna messages zake nini. He calls me again after 2 days and tells me if I have an answer. And I tell him no. But as I told you before, I don't think, mi najua Mungu atakupatia mtu wako, but sio mimi. But because he kept on insisting and calling, I said, this one needs a human intervention. So he had a very good friend of his who was also working in that institution. Nikamapproach, nikamwelezea, huyu rafiki yako ana interest na mimi. Alikueleza, alinielezea. Now, I don't think we are meant to be together. So please, naomba umweleze in a nice way venye ataweza kuelewa, lakini si eti na ujeuri. Mwambie tu aweze kuelewa kwamba asinipasu, I'm really not meant to be his wife. So nikamwelezea na baadaye nikakutana naye, umeongea naye? Nimeongea naye, ameelewa? Ameelewa. So nikajua at least hiyo issue sasa imeisha. The next day, this guy still calls me and tells me he's still expecting an answer from me. So namuuliza, uliongea na fulani? Ananiambia, niliongea naye. Na nilikuwa nimemwelezea kuambia hivi na hivi na hivi. Ananiambia, yes, he told me, but we had agreed from the very beginning that you are meant to pray about this. So please just do that. Just pray about it. And then you can let me know. We can talk from there. So nikasema, hapa human intervention imefail. What I need now is divine intervention. So I go to God, and not to ask him if he's the one who has led me to this person or not. No, I went to him to ask him for a strategy and the words that I will be able to use ili huyu mwanaume aweze kuelewa that we are not meant to be together, but in a nice way. But guess what? When I go to God, he tells me he's actually an answer to your prayer. And I'm like, Father, which prayer? You know, of course I know he was a spouse. And so God starts ministering to me and tells me about this person and that it is his will. But I'm like, God, mwenye niko na ile list yangu, you know, the things that you want in a husband or the things that you want in a man. And I'm like, oh, Father, you say in your word that the expectations of the righteous shall not be cut short. And I have this list over here now, you know. But I thank God that I was able to get over that shock. And I said yes to him. And shortly after that, he proposed to me. And I remember when he went down on his knees, he said all these beautiful things. But one thing I've always remembered is, he said, I will not love you for a long time. I will love you forever. And I really thank God that I actually accepted to get married to this man. And so the reason I'm giving this testimony is, most of us, or most of the times, we have a dream in our heart, or we know that we are supposed to get that promotion at work or work at this particular department, or maybe even go after a dream that we know is that God has put in our hearts. But whenever we come against any obstacle, what do? We say, nimejaribu na ni kama haikukuwa meant. Well, that is very, very wrong. We should never give up. We should always go after our purpose. If you have a dream in your heart, or if you know that you're supposed to get that promotion at work, do everything that you know you should do in the right way to get that promotion, of course. If you want to work in a different department, do whatever it is that you need to do to get to that department. If you have a business idea or a business plan, unajua uki-execute itakuwa successful. Umejaribu kidogo, umepata obstacle ama vizuizi hapa na pale, you're like, I'm giving up. The Bible tells us that God is not pleased with such people. You don't start something and then you draw back. He says that he is not pleased with such kind of people because obstacles zitakuwa, vizuizi vitapatikana hapa na pale. Na sasa kwa mfano, for instance, maybe utapata vizuizi vitatu before you actually get your breakthrough, and you're giving up on the very first one. What will happen? But if you say you get that obstacle and you get over it, you go to the other one, you're developing a thick skin. You're like, I'm going to go for this no matter what, and it will help you actually. So let us not be people who quit on our dreams. We quit on our promotions. Maybe it's you want to upgrade on your education, lakini umepata hapa kuna shida kidogo, ama maybe pesa zimepotea kidogo, labda unasema maybe this was not meant to be. And yes, actually sometimes when you hit like a dead end, it could be God telling you make a U-turn. Yes, I agree that sometimes that is what it means, but most of the times it is not God. Most of the times it's the normal obstacles that happen to everyone. The people that invented the light bulb, they invented the aircrafts, magari, watu wote wali fail like 1,000 times before they got their breakthrough. Sasa wewe ukipata obstacle kidogo, basi umeshasema nishachoka. You are going to end up getting frustrated. You're not going to be happy because you are not meant to be where you are. You're supposed to be somewhere else. So let us be people who go after our purpose. I hope this message has inspired you to go after the dreams that you have in your heart. And please, if you have not subscribed to this channel, I'd really kindly request that you do so. And for all of you who have subscribed and you comment on my videos, I really appreciate all of you. And so until my next video, I wish you all the best. God bless. Bye.